All right, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining me during this special weather briefing. We'll get going here. The main highlight, of course, we issued a winter storm watch. What's driving this is a pretty unusual system for this far south. It's a strong Arctic cold front, mainly Tuesday. It's going to bring a chance for several things. Not the mixed precipitation types that we see with wedge events. It's pretty much looking to be some accumulating snow to portions of North Georgia and West Central Georgia, and then also some areas of black ice that's a little more certain across North Georgia and even into Central Georgia. The impacts from any of this with the bitterly cold temperatures could linger into Wednesday, and starting during the day Tuesday, the winds are going to be starting to gust up maybe 20 to 30 miles per hour, and the really frigid cold temps mixed with these winds are going to have some pretty dangerous wind chills when all is said and done. All right, so here's where we've got the winter storm watch that is hot off the press. We just issued this within the last hour. It does include pretty much all of North Georgia, shy from some of the far eastern counties. It's a pretty sharp gradient that we're looking at with the impacts here as far as the snow goes. It does include the Atlanta metro area and into some portions, mainly along and north of the I-85 corridor. This is in effect from 4 a.m. Tuesday through 10 p.m. that night. However, the impacts, like I said, could linger into early Wednesday. The amounts that we're looking at on the right here is mainly up to 2 inches of snow and locally higher possible, mainly in the higher terrain of the mountains, but I'll show you some uncertainty where some other portions of the area may have some adjusted snow amounts with future updates. Again, the snow accumulations may lead to difficult travel conditions, and also if there's combination of black ice with it too, you have even less control on the roadways with any ice compared to snow. So any combination of that would be hazardous. So just to show you how tricky this is, of course, winter in the south is always tricky, but this is just one of the model solutions where several are kind of pointing at this, but you can see the blue, that's saying that that would be a quick transition from rain to all snow. This area that's a deeper blue is what concerns us because there are some models that are starting to get a swath of heavier snow pushing into central Alabama earlier Tuesday morning. If that does prove to happen, then what could occur would be an area of greater uncertainty in this zone where perhaps the snow amounts could increase. So just to plant that seed in your ear, monitor future updates because we may end up adjusting some snowfall amounts. This would be the area of greatest uncertainty for any higher amounts than what we're advertising right now. Here's one of the probabilities that we look at. This is basically combining the dynamics of the system with what we're forecasting, and this basically shows you how confident we are with that watch area. Basically anything above 50% is a likely chance of 1 inch snow or more. So of course you see some of those values dropping off farther south and west, but again, factor in that uncertainty into some of that other areas from west central approaching metro Atlanta. Okay, so the timing with this is going to be very critical. I've got the timing of the below freezing temperatures on the left, and I'll say this, that the snow onset is going to be very tricky with it too. Basically subtract 1 to 2 hours from the image on the left if you want to figure out when the best chance for the snow to start falling. If you do have any accumulations, it's going to be a tricky couple hours because if we do get heavier snow, like some other events in the past, the heavier the snow falls, then the more likely it's going to stick and create a slush. So even if the temperature hasn't quite fallen below freezing, a few hours before these times here, you could still have an impact. So mainly it could be crossing over mid-morning into midday by that I-85 corridor. Again, you know, we start at 4 a.m. with the watch because that far northwestern part of Georgia is when it starts to approach that part of the area. And then really by midnight Tuesday, all of north and central Georgia should be at or below freezing. So that's why we say any areas of black ice, if you have sub-freezing and any lingering moisture, even if you don't see snow, if you just get some showers, then you could still have that black ice potential. The overnight lows by Wednesday morning, bitterly cold. These would be I think the coldest temps of the year. So a lot of areas in the upper teens to low 20s. And then combined with those maximum winds that we're looking at, upwards of 25 to even possibly 30 miles per hour, your wind chills Tuesday night into Wednesday morning are going to be in the low teens across much of the area, and even some single digits, possibly approaching 0 degrees in the northern mountains. So if any snow accumulates, the other tricky part would be when it melts. And so here's the forecast high temps on Wednesday. Most of the areas look to warm. This would be the daytime maxes in the afternoon, but if there's a time to actually get above freezing, most of the area looks to be after about noon on Wednesday. However, if you do have some snow on the ground, that usually delays the warming. So we want to make sure that this could actually be colder than what we forecast here. The far north higher elevations do have the greatest chance for the snow to stick around throughout the afternoon, though. So again, here's a summary. The main points, again, increasing chances for accumulating snow, but also areas of black ice. It could be a combination of both of those. And then the other two with the cold temps and the wind chills. So we do have another webinar. It's going to be 4 p.m. tomorrow. And we will be having an email update this evening. And we'll try to get one in the morning also with anything that changes. So at this point, this briefing recording will be sent out to everybody. And then there will also be slides and a PDF that should be available on that link